It's time for some real education. Russian painter and art theorist Vasily Kandinsky was credited as the pioneer of abstract art. The Moscow-born artist's creation of abstract work came after a long period of development and maturation of intense thought coming from his artistic experiences.
Yeah, this is really interesting that people don't recognize that when you think of abstract art, you think of the Impressionists, you think of Picasso, you think of what happened in the middle of the 20th century, but very few people realize that the movement had a major beginning in Russia under the Soviet period, where you've got artists like Kandinsky. And it kind of makes sense to me that you think about the sociological chaos of Soviet Russia in the early part and middle of the 19th century. Kandinsky himself had a huge problem with the sociological behavior of the socialists. He could not conform to socialist constructions of art and art repression. He ended up fleeing to Germany. But it was in the Soviet Union where you get this sense from Kandinsky that everything is abstracted. It kind of makes sense. If you think about the way socialism and socialist governments, communist governments, distort reality, distort truth, distort identity, distort the law, distort justice. It's interesting that one of the major voices of early surrealist and abstract art was a guy like Kandinsky, who was living in a culture that was itself warped. Take a look at the picture we're dealing with here. This is the one that he's got so many really important images. This is just one of them. It's called Composition 6. It was painted in 1913. It's oil on canvas, and this is about 24 versions of this he did before he got to the one where he was completely happy with it. And while I am myself not a huge fan of abstract art, there is something really very moving and very synthetic, something very synthesizing about this picture. The colors flow. There's a great deal of movement in the painting. It does. It suggests agitation. It says social sweep. It suggests many aspects of what the abstract art movement was going to become. And it's just really nice, I think, to give the Russian Kandinsky his share of the credit for what would become a major movement in abstract art.